Oh yo guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. I'm Arden, and as you guys have seen it on the title and on the back screen right now, yes, we're doing another ranking, guys. Yeah, let's go! Okay guys, quick side note, I will go over all of the 15 worst of the worst movies I've seen in the past decade. So that means 2014 until this year. I know this year isn't over, and at time of recording it's only the 15th of July. So I'm sorry, okay? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'm gonna see any other movie that will make this list anyway. So yeah, I don't care. So I've seen some of these movies back and back for you guys, so I can give you my full opinion on it, because I kind of already knew for I think 80%, maybe 90% what I was gonna put in this movie. And trust me, there are some movies that are old. But I want to give you my full opinion on it. I think there's only one or two movies that are like came out in the last 1.5 years. So yeah, I'm gonna start. So you guys can bitch about me in the comments, because trust me, there are gonna be some hot takes, and especially the top 4, I guess, or at least top 3. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Coming in number 15, and it kills me to say this, is the Teen Wolf movie. Guys, listen, I love the Teen Wolf series, I really do. But was this movie really necessary? I mean, like, first of all, the only reason they could have done this and make this movie happen was with a big time jump in the timeline. Otherwise, you have a cast that is way too old for its characters, and trust me, you already had that in the show. I mean, Crystal Reed, Shelley Anich, Arden Cho, Holland Roden, they were all in their, I think the minimum age of these 4 actresses was 24. And that was Holland Roden when she started in season 1 back in 2011. Arden Cho was, if I'm correct, 30 when she started in the second half of season 3, which was released late 2013 or early 2014. Don't remember. So yeah, the time jump of 15 years was necessary. What I do like about the movie is everyone's just good in their roles again. I mean, not that surprising, since most of them played the roles for like 6 years, but still. And everyone still has chemistry, but what reason would Nagitsny have for being back after such a long time? Why is this idiot back? And for that matter, why bring Allison back and not Kate? I mean, couldn't the Nagitsny just go to Kate and just ask her and just tell, like, okay, go back to Beacon Hills and rampage through the whole city? I mean, Allison was dead, okay? End of story. It's almost looking like a supernatural version of Fast and the Furious, okay? It only needed like Deucalion and Aiden back, and the insanity of returning dead characters was complete. Oh wait, you brought back Teacher Harris as well. Oh god, fucking damn it. Then there is the fact that this douche canoe of a teacher knew where to look for the flight of Nagitsny. And speaking of that fucker, how the hell does Liam have it in his possession? I mean, god damn it, the last time we saw this thing was in season 3 when Isaac set off with it, with Mr. Argent. So, how the hell does Liam have it? I mean, why not? And speaking of which, Liam was useless, like Jackson. So, if you want to make a character everybody loves useless, then why not bring back Isaac again? You could have brought Isaac back because he was the last guy seen with the thing. Like I said, Jackson is just there for fan service, because you could have cut him entirely from the movie and the movie wouldn't make any difference. He was just useless. Same as Liam, same as Sheriff, same as Melissa McCullough, and even as the Coach. Why was Coach there? Coach was such a funny character in the show, and now you're making him useless. I'm sorry, but no. You're not doing that with Coach. For the rest, I enjoyed the movie, and for the rest, I just enjoyed the movie too much. And Derek being a true alpha after sacrificing himself. Okay, to be fair, that was cool. Thank God they did that. So, it's not higher on this list because of the good things in the movie. And there are more than I'm listing right now. But for now, I just keep you the highlights because we have 14 more movies to go. So, guys, moving on. 14 is Despicable Me 3. Guys, look, stop making these movies, okay? Look, I will say that the Minions are funny and the voice cast gave it a good run, but I stand by that they should have stopped after Despicable Me 2 or Minions. I mean, people say that Despicable Me 4 is worse than this movie. I disagree for the following reason. With Despicable Me 3, you know, you didn't expect that much. It would be a better movie than they already released. With 4, you would already expect that it wouldn't be as good as it used to be. So I take that in account. And there's another movie on this list we will talk about in like a half an hour. I would with the same problem. I mean, come on, let's face it. Balthazar Brett is not the worst villain in this list. I mean, of the movies that goes to the bland dumbass of French fuck of 4, but he's put in the worst movie. The time that Gru is a super villain is over, so why would you make these movies anymore? Oh yeah, almost forgot, for the box office, of course. Everyone wants to watch this shit, so why not? Then, for some stupid reason, they give Gru a twin brother called Drew, and despite I didn't hate the guy at all, I also found him annoying at some points, and especially when they were going to Brad's lair to get the diamond back. The two best scenes of this movie were the scene where Lucy bursts in the bar and kicks some ass, and the whole sequence with the minions in prison. God damn it, I love that scene. I just love that scene. Look, I may not enjoy the movie as much as I did with the first 2 films, but at least I could laugh, kind of. So yeah, if you want to watch this movie, I would watch all of the movies in its entirety, otherwise... Coming in at 13 is Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Look, I already reviewed this last year in my 2 Star Wars rankings, so I try to be brief with this one. It's a nonsensical and incomprehensible mess. The story is all plot and no go. Finish pushed to the side that they did Hawks and Rose dirty and didn't give them more character development at all. This random dagger predicted where the Death Star was gonna fall, and all that other bullshit we didn't care about. On top of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for some reason, Rey is supposed to be stronger than a prime Anakin Skywalker ever would be. I don't think that is going to happen. That is never, and I mean never gonna happen, really. If Anakin is in his normal doing and would be still alive, he would kick Rey's ass anytime. And don't come with the bullshit that he fell to the dark side and turned to Vader, blah 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 blah. And even then, I think he will beat Rey anytime as Vader because he's way strong as a cyborg in his human form. Maybe not because of Ahsoka being released and we see him there as his most current form, I guess, but still. So no, Rey is not stronger than Anakin Skywalker, as she never will be, as she is not a Skywalker. Point. Coming in number 12 is Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. Hey, here's an idea. Let's make a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie that makes the 4 last movies not make any goddamn sense. I am not kidding. For anyone hating on The Last Jedi, if you think that movie had some plot holes, check this crap out. When I saw it in theaters, I was bored and irritated, and this is coming from someone who consistently loves this entire series. Yes, I love the first 4 movies, despite their faults, and trust me, they did have them. I'm not gonna say they were perfect, but they were more genuinely and fun as films. But when a movie called Dead Men Tell No Tales opens with a dead man telling a tale, I think it's time to rethink your series strategy there, guys. Johnny Depp's Captain Sparrow routine has officially worn out its welcome from me. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley for fleeting cameos through means that don't make any sense with what's come before it. The action is lackluster at best, and the new characters they introduced simply weren't interesting. There are so many plot holes and inconsistencies that it's impossible to take it seriously. As far as I'm concerned, this is one sequel that has no business being made. Speaking of sequels that had no business being made, number 11 is Halloween Ends. And guys, like with Despicable Me, please stop making movies of Halloween. You guys keep fucking this shit up and you never learn. I thought Halloween Kills was already bad enough, but this is getting insulting yet again. After the dumpster fire that is Halloween Kills, with its stupid characters and Evil Dies Tonight bullshit, we cut to 4 years later where Laurie Strode and Allison are living in another home, hoping that Michael Myers is finally gone, only to find evil change shape into this guy called Corey. Look guys, I can understand the meaning of the evil changes shape shit, but I don't know what I find more insulting. The fact that this movie almost has no Michael Myers in it, and it tries to be a bad rip of a Friday the Part 5 A New Beginning, or the fact that we are treated like idiots, that Allison is falling for this guy faster like I would do for a new set of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then she is yelling that Lori, it's all her fault and her friends and parents are dead, when in fact, two things. First of all, in Halloween Kills she said to the police that it was the doctor, Sartain, who brought Michael to Lori and made him kind of escape to the police. So, and she was a stupid bitch to run out of the hospital, despite Karen not wanting her to, which caused Karen to die. So, it's Lori's fault that Dr. Sartain brought Michael to them, and that you run off the hospital to find Michael. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. Or the fact that Corey is supposed to be the new Michael, because Michael's too weak to do shit himself, although an interesting concept, like I just said. The execution is just piss poor across the damn board, because before they could do something good with it, Corey kills himself in front of Lori, apparently to frame her for it, I guess, and make Allison more pissed at her, and to make a point, I think. I know, but yeah, not really working when you're dead, I guess, right, buddy? I'm sorry, guys, but I really hope they're making a television show with Michael Myers' backstory instead of making more Halloween movies, because trust me, you guys don't learn. Okay, so moving on. Now we reached the top 10, and at number 10 is Warcraft. Look, I played the Warcraft game a lot back in the day with my cousin, and we always had a good relaxing time. After seeing this movie, and my cousin got a little bit busy with some other stuff, I quit. This film is so concerned with setting up a big Warcraft franchise that at times it forgets to be its own movie. The characters are so unforgivingly bland, the plot makes no sense, and the movie is called Warcraft, and for 2 hours it's fucking boring. There is a war going on in this movie, and it never attempts to make you care about any of the human characters. They are all one-note and lifeless cutouts. The main storyline for this movie, as well as the character arc for the main orc, absolutely go fucking nowhere. So why? You may ask? Because the movie is too busy trying to set up a sequel that it can't even be bothered to wrap its own shit up. There's no focus to this film. Within the first 20 minutes, since we are whisked away to about 10 different locations for no other reason than to show off the crappy blue screen effects. It makes it damn near impossible to keep track of where these characters are or where they are going half the time, and it's so goddamn distracting. This film does not care about character, this film doesn't even have any focus and can't even be bothered to finish its own story before it ends. I don't care if it looks like the games, I judge it as a movie, and I said it before and I say it right again, Warcraft sucks. Coming in number 9 is The Fifth Wave. Look, can these AI adaptations just fucking die already? The Fifth Wave is one of the worst AI adaptations I have seen to date. It offers nothing original in these, no interesting characters, and wastes the talents of great actors in the progress. It's like watching The Host again. I mean, that literally too, because this seems to be stealing from the horrendous waste of film at every turn, and yet it manages to be even worse. Chloe Grace Moretz. Look, I like this actress, and if she can save this. Her character is such a bland one-note bore that it's hard to care about her story. She's trying to find a brother we don't care about, through this alien invasion we don't care about, ultimately stumbling into a love triangle we don't care about. So yeah, it's one vicious cycle of who gives a shit. Coming in number 8 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Look, Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny has everything wrong in modern cinema. A plot that feels like it's made up as it goes along, a story that completely shits all over for the ending of the previous film, as well as legacy of our main hero in general. An unlikable and absolutely despicable protagonist, our main hero being shot in the background for most of the film to make way for the likable and absolutely despicable female protagonist, horrendous de-aging effects, tedious action sequences that put me to sleep more than they excite me, an ending that makes it feel like nothing was fucking accomplished, side characters that do absolutely nothing but pad out the runtime. Dear God, there is really nothing. Nothing redeemable in this damn movie. Guys, I won't lie, I saw it a second time for this ranking, because I originally liked this film before seeing the others, and it was even worse the second time. And to all people trying to convince me that it's better than King of the Crystal Skull, Oh, you guys, wait. I'll have something to say about that in a few minutes. In closing, Helena, fuck you. May an army of devils send you to the fury hell, you fucking bitch. Coming number 7 is Transformers Age of Extinction. Guys, I could have put in like half of the Transformers movie on this list, but still, this is one of the worst films I've ever seen, and on top of that, sitting through this movie was probably the most miserable going experience I ever had in my life. I remember me and my friend Nabil seeing this in theaters, and for the love of God, nothing happened in this movie and it just would not end. Nothing interesting was on screen, the action was beyond lame, the story was non-existent, the characters were terrible, the Dinobots were barely in the movie despite being in all the marketing. Statutory rape is a plot point, and dear God, it just refused to end. I mean, I got nothing, guys. I still, from time to time, have nightmares of me being in that theater seat, and it still refusing to end and let me leave, like I'm a damn Vietnam veteran or some shit. I am not even kidding about that, and if you are wondering why I didn't leave that night, it's because my good friend Nabil paid for my ticket, and I didn't want to be a dick. Yes, I didn't want to be that asshole. But ask yourself at what cost. I'll tell you at what cost. My freaking insanity. Coming number 6 on the movie was a movie that honestly I had no interest in seeing. Because the only reason I saw the show, when that came before it, was because I want to make a bond with my half sister I just met. Trust me, don't ask how or why, just accept it. So when she heard there was a movie coming out, I said the baby no to her. No bitch, we're not doing that. But after I lost a bet with Marco in high school, I had to, because I had to make a photo for proof to the next week of school. Guys, I'm not gonna lie that for the people who know the series and maybe know the movie is surprisingly even more about the actors playing the character and the character Violetta itself than the show already did. It was awful. They make Violetta go to Italy for stupid reason that Leon, played by the always good actor Jorge Blanco, will be in a relation with Melanie Diaz, played by Sofia Carson. And to make matters even more complicated and not interesting, she gets another guy being a potential love interest, being Caio Sanchez, played by Adrian Salcedo. Yeah, it's not like there are any other female characters in the series. Francesca Camilla. Sorry, just something got stuck in my throat there, sorry. The movie takes place in Italy, but what is a Dutch guy doing there? Yeah, sorry, that your mission failed with Riddle for Gotha, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys thought that you were getting away with that, didn't you? Guys, the only reason this movie was made is to have an excuse to launch Martina Stoissel's singing career after the show by letting them change the name for Viola Totini. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm willing to believe that she's a nice person in real life, but was it really necessary to make another movie solely about her? Still, no offense to her, but yeah, come on. Now we reach the top 5. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, these 5 movies really pissed me off. Or they were just bad in general, that I can't deny putting them this high. Or I was just so excited to watch this movie with big expectations, that I don't know why it was so bad. Starting off the top 5 is number 5, Terminator Genesis. Oh, where to even begin? Look, I know I already talked about this more recently than in my ranking of the Terminator franchise than I did with Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, but I want to repeat myself in this one, so please allow me. This is a movie that, honest to God, feels like a glorified fanfiction as opposed to a continuation of an actual continuation of a franchise. It's a film that completes its ending gates the events of Terminator 3 and Salvation and acts like it's the third film in the franchise. But what it also does is telling us that the events of Terminator 1 and 2 didn't matter. Because it literally negates them in the first 25 minutes. Listen, I can understand why it's wanting to wipe the slate clean, as the reception of Rise of the Machines and Salvation were lukewarm at best. Okay, but why are you trying to erase the 2 movies that everybody already loves? The movie feels like some bizarre Elseworlds tale where John Connor is turned evil by Skynet. Kyle is the one who needs saving, not Sarah. Sarah is 19, although her character is born in 1959, so she should be around 25, 1984, but whatever. And Jay Courtney is allowed to play Kyle Reese as an annoying jackass who never shuts the fuck up. Listen, all of these ideas sound great on paper, but the movie doesn't go about them in a way that makes any sense. The movie is entirely miscast and Jay Courtney was the worst choice. They could have gone for Kyle Reese. He looks nothing like Kyle Reese, he doesn't sound like Kyle Reese, and comes over less of a warrior and more of a complete annoyance. Literally every line out of his mouth is a stupid quip and none of it works. The action is either stolen from previous films and completely generic, and the plot points makes no sense and the film makes no intent to explain these inconsistencies. The dialogue is pretty bad most of the time and the film is miscast by no repair. Well, it made good intentions, it is the worst in the franchise for me by a clear mile. Coming in number 4 is Winnie the Pooh Blood Money. Well, in the interest of fairness, let me say this. This is without a question or hesitation the worst film on this list. I mean, you will not get an argument from me on that. However, the next 3 films piss me off even more because, well, this film is ungodly horrendous on every level. I kind of expected it would be. Granted, I was hoping for a so bad it's good or so bad it's laughably hilarious scenario to come out, but my point stands. I had certain expectations when it came to the next 3 films and none of them delivered. For as bad as this movie is, I at least knew what I was in for and I got exactly that. The masks of Pooh and Piglet look like shit you can pick up at a dollar store. Not a single kill is creative or memorable. The film is beyond mean-spirited and the acting is some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, not even in 2023, but in any year and any film. I almost want to give Rico Verhoeven an apology for his role in Black Lotus. Yeah, that's how bad this is. So, don't make a sequel on this because trust me, you guys are gonna regret it. Coming in number 3 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Look guys, this was one of that really made me... This film was really one of the things that really made me lose faith in the franchise going forward. I'm not kidding when I say that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is one of the worst written movies I've ever seen. Director Jay Boyana was sadly saddled with such a fucking garbage script here that it was impossible to take any of this shit seriously. Even all the events and details of previous films are insultingly fucking ignored. The characters are annoying idiots most of the time, constantly making dumb decisions, left and right. The tone is inconsistent, the themes are completely bullshit, the effects are mixed at best, and the dinosaur action at the end is beyond laughable. The little girl being a clone is one of the dumbest plot twists I've ever seen to film. This movie is an absolute disgrace and a spit in the face of Michael Crichton. It's one of the worst sequels I've ever seen, plain and simple. Coming in number 2, and I almost put this movie at number 1, but a few things get me from it, and I'll tell you in a bit. And number 2 is Hereditary. Yeah, bring the hate mail, bitches! But let me tell you something, some of these films I had no high hopes for, like Jurassic Park, Pooh or Violetta. But I had big hopes for this movie back in 2018. And this movie pissed me off by no repair. I really don't get the love for this movie in any way. It's an overrated piece of shit. There's no story in this film, the characters are bland and have no backstory that backs up this movie's events. And this whole film just feels like a random shit happening. It feels a little bit like the original Exorcist, because both movies have a young girl who is somehow possessed by an object or close family member, which isn't explored how or why it is there or motivation. I mean, the grandmother is dead, we know nothing about who she is, or how she died because of a little illness, but we don't know how she get it, or what she is about. Until we found out she is in a cult for some reason, and probably is there should be the reason the daughter of the family is somehow possessed? Yeah, a little bit more explanation would be fine there. Then the brother's a big piece of shit to his sister to take her to a party, lose her out of his sight, which results in her eating something she is allergic to. Him taking her to the hospital and she losing her head after she got smacked by a pole beside the road. What the fuck? Then when the mother goes into therapy, she meets a random woman who we find out was in the cult, same cult as the grandmother, and is trying to make the mother possessed too. And when that finally works, then the son jumps out of a freaking window and the demon is in a strong male body as planned, I guess? Because I think that was the point of this whole thing. The only reason this movie is number 2 and not number 1 is mostly because of Toni Collette being a damn good actress. And another reason I will get to in a minute. I'm sorry guys, but this movie is a movie I saw 2 times by now and I will never watch again. Finally, number 1, the worst movie I've seen in the last decade, 2019's Black Christmas. And trust me guys, this movie has officially dethroned A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 as the worst horror remake in existence. Fuck this movie. Now, I'm not the kind of guy who goes around screaming about agenda being force-fed in movies, because I think most cases are bullshit. I mean, I don't like The Rise of Skywalker, Violator movie or Terminator Genesis, but I'm not one of these assholes screaming about women being overpowered and making my pee-pee hurt either. That being said, in Black Christmas, not only is the agenda there, I swear to God, this entire movie is built around it. This movie can't stop shoving it in your damn face. Every scene in this movie is patriarchy and men are evil, all men are rapists, they just want to show women up, blah blah. And about halfway through this movie, I sat there asking myself, what does anything of this have to do with Black Christmas? Nothing. Nothing regarding the original Black Christmas is present here in any way, shape or form. The original is a slasher masterpiece. If you have never seen it, you're doing yourself a great disservice. That movie talked about serious issues, including abortion, but it did it in a kind of a tasteful way, yeah I know how weird it sounds, that wasn't jamming an agenda down your throat. The characters felt real and you sympathized with them. I wanted every character in this movie to fucking die. None of them are likable, none of them are interesting, and none of them ever shut the fuck up about men being nothing but pigs. Again, I'm the last person to harp on this sort of thing, but I have to with this shit, because it seems more interesting in shoving an agenda down your throat that it does actually tell you a story. So yeah, watch the original. Hell, after seeing this, watch the other remake of Black Christmas of 2006. It is not good, but it's better than this crap. This is a movie I will never watch again, and I'm so glad it tanked. It's fucking Well guys, I hope you guys liked it. Please don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like I just said. And I will see you next week for the bright side of the last decade. Bye!